All right, let's talk about something that has totally changed how we choose, well, pretty much everything. Forget the old days of billboards and commercials. Today, we're diving deep into the new word of mouth and why online reviews have become, without a doubt, a business's most critical asset. Seriously, think about it. Before you're about to spend your hard-earned money or your valuable time on something new, what's that automatic, reflexive thing you do? I bet, like almost everyone else, you pull out your phone, you open a browser, and you're not looking for an ad, are you? No, you're looking for what real people have to say. And that one little habit, it's completely changed the entire game. You see, a business's first impression, it's no longer made when someone physically walks through the door or calls you on the phone. Nope, it happens way before that, right there on a screen. So, just how widespread is this? I mean, is it really everyone? Well, take a look at this number, 93%. That pretty much says it all, doesn't it? That number represents a nearly complete shift in how we, as customers, make our decisions. Yep, a staggering 93% of us check out online reviews before we buy anything. This isn't just something a few careful shoppers do anymore. This is the new normal. It's the default first step for deciding where we're going to place our trust and our money. Now, for decades, the absolute gold standard in marketing, the thing you couldn't beat, was a personal recommendation, from a friend or a family member. But what about a review from a complete stranger online? Could that really hold the same weight? Is it just as powerful? Well, the answer might just shock you. It's not just a yes, it's a massive, resounding yes. In fact, the power of a stranger's opinion is right here in this next number, 84%. Just let that sink in for a second. An incredible 84% of people trust an online review from someone they've never met just as much as they trust a recommendation from their best friend. That line between a personal referral and a digital one, it's basically gone. And that is a monumental shift in how we trust. Okay, so if trust is the new name of the game, how do you actually earn it in this digital world? Well, it really boils down to two key things that have become the new currency of trust: volume and detail. This whole phenomenon is driven by a powerful psychological principle called social proof. It's really just a fancy term for a simple idea. We tend to follow the crowd because we assume the crowd knows what it's doing. You see a long line outside a restaurant, you automatically think, wow, the food there must be amazing. Online, reviews are that line. The more reviews a business has, the more our brain tells us this is a safe, popular, and trustworthy choice. And the power of that social proof, it kicks in way faster than you might think. So let's run a little scenario. Picture a business with 0 reviews. It's basically a ghost online, right? A total unknown. But what happens if that same business manages to get just 5 reviews? How much does that really move the needle for a potential customer? The impact is absolutely staggering. With just those first 5 reviews, that business's likelihood of being chosen by a customer skyrockets by an insane 270%. It's not just an improvement, it's a total game changer. And you can really see it clearly here. Going from 0 reviews to 5 isn't a small step up. It's a gigantic leap in credibility. It takes a business from being a complete unknown, a risk, to suddenly being a serious contender in the customer's mind. But hold on, it's not just about the raw number of reviews. The content, what people actually write, matters a ton. So while 95% of people trust businesses with a healthy number of reviews, a huge 88% say the written text, the story behind the stars, is actually more credible than just the star rating by itself. We want to know the why. Of course, this is a double-edged sword. All this power can easily work in the opposite direction. So now we have to talk about the dark side, the incredibly high cost of negativity, and what happens when your reputation starts working against you. And it all starts with this tiny little number, 4. It seems so small, almost harmless, doesn't it?
But the damage that just 4 negative reviews can do is catastrophic. We're talking about driving away up to 70% of your potential customers. Think about that. A handful of unhappy comments can basically put up a closed for business sign for the majority of people looking you up.
And here's the real kicker. The entire system is naturally biased towards the negative. It turns out customers who have a bad experience are a full 21% more likely to go online and write about it than the happy customers who had a great time. So if you're not actively managing this, your reputation will drift towards the negative all on its own. It's almost impossible to overstate the damage here. A negative review isn't just one person's opinion. In today's world, it's a digital megaphone, broadcasting a warning to every single future customer, and it can erase all the goodwill you've worked so hard to build in an instant. So, how much positive effort does it take to undo the damage from one negative comment? The ratio is, well, it's almost unbelievable. 40 to 1. That's right. For every one bad review you get, it takes about 40 positive customer experiences just to cancel out the damage and get back to neutral. This imbalance is staggering. It means that preventing a bad experience isn't just good customer service, it's a critical marketing activity. The math is just overwhelmingly stacked against you. Okay, so we get it. The stakes are incredibly high, but where is this all-important battle for your reputation actually being fought? Well, let's head to the main stage, the one place where your reputation is truly made or broken. Now sure, there are lots of review sites out there, Yelp, Facebook, industry-specific sites, but one platform doesn't just lead the pack, it absolutely dominates the entire landscape. When you look at the numbers, it's not even close. With almost 60% of all online reviews, Google isn't just a player in the game, Google is the game. So you can forget about everything else for a second and just focus on this. Google is where all these principles we've talked about, building trust, gaining volume, fighting negativity, all of it comes together. With that kind of market share, it has become the one primary battlefield where the fate of your business's reputation will be decided. And all of this brings us to one final, crucial question you have to ask yourself. Knowing how deeply reviews shape trust, knowing how easily a few negative comments can cripple your business, and knowing exactly where this war is being won and lost, is your online reputation something you're just leaving to chance? Is it an unmanaged risk, or are you treating it like what it really is, your single most powerful asset?